So trauma, I actually, when I went to define trauma on the internet, I couldn't find one solid definition of trauma that actually made sense. And I looked everywhere, and typically it says something like, oh, when something terrible happens. And it's like, well, that's not always true, right? Or people hear the word trauma and they think of soldiers, but they don't think of children in our school and women who are survivors of domestic violence. So the definition I'm going to offer you is a bit complex and a bit nuanced. And the most simple one is that trauma is an event or series of events that overwhelms the central nervous system. So this requires an understanding of the central nervous system, which I'll explain in a couple of slides. But essentially that means that something happens that overwhelms your ability to solve the problem. So running away doesn't work, saying no doesn't work, trying to take care of yourself doesn't work. And literally you're in a position where everything you've tried, every solution you've tried has overwhelmed you physically, emotionally, mentally, and there's nothing left to do. And I'm sure many of you are playing out scenarios in your head of what that might look like. And this is why the vast majority of trauma occurs in early childhood. And so when I first started practicing as a therapist, I heard a lot of people talking about, oh, it's because of early childhood trauma, and that's why they're acting this way. And it didn't make a lot of sense to me. And since I've been doing it for 10 years, it's all about early childhood trauma. All of us as adults, everything that comes out in our romantic relationships, that comes out in our dysfunction or stress at work, comes back to what we learned as a child about whether or not the world was safe and how we give and receive love.